Hey, welcome to part 2 of the Transgender FAQ, because it's really long and I've had to cut this up into little bits. It's really long.
Interested to know how your parents and your mum, who you're so close to, how did she react?
I was a bit of a shock, especially back in, the first time around, because
You say
it wasn't a thing.
No.
I think there was one well-known transsexual in the country called Stephanie Ann Lloyd. She's dead now, sadly. And she opened a book, and she did some stores, and she was okay actually. She did help people, but she was the only one that was well known at the time. And her story and she sensationalized everything.
So had your mum heard about her? Right. So mum's reaction?
It was awkward.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was awkward for everybody. It's awesome now.
Yeah.
She's it just took a bit of adjusting.
Yeah. Yeah. It must, like you say back then when you haven't got social media, like making everything so accessible. I can only imagine.
Yeah. So and I think these days it's usually better for people. It's hard for people from religious families. Religion tends to not really be down with this. And I've got a few friends from deeply religious families who've had such a bad time. But generally, more secular families are a bit more understanding and accepting.
Yeah. So, how did you feel the first time you went out in female
terrified
clothes? And
I was scared beyond the capacity for rational thought.
Did you have long hair then? Did you have to wear a wig?
I had long hair. I had less hair than I have now because I've had quite a few hair transplants. So my hair was not great looking. I was not very good at makeup, but I had a friend who did my makeup for me, which was cool. And
Did you go out in company?
I did.
And where did you go?
We went to a pub near where I worked.
Wow.
Went for some food. Yeah. And I basically looked like a builder in a frock. So slightly less buildery than I look now. But I was big and still quite muscular, and the hormones hadn't done much yet.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a fun time. I think I was read like a book. Yeah. I'll be honest with you, I think I really stood out.
How did you feel?
It was awesome.
Oh, you were really
I did it. I was terrified, and it didn't go particularly well in terms of...
Did you ever go back to dressing as male? Was that one time and then you went straight back to...
No, that was it. That was literally... That was
female then?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. It was within 1 week I changed my name, I transitioned in work. I did everything all at once.
Did you throw out all the clothes?
Pretty much.
Men clothes?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I kept a couple of androgynous items because it was been really expensive. Changed my whole wardrobe. A couple of polo shirts and stuff, which didn't last long.
No,
to be honest.
I know.
Yeah, so that was good. But yeah, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
But you know what? Nothing happened. Nobody gave a shit. Even people who thought, oh, like there's a bloke over there with long hair and makeup.
Yeah.
Nobody cared. Nobody. And this is the other thing, okay? When you go out, you're ultra self-conscious and you think everyone's going, oh my God, there's a tranny! And it's like a scene from the end of the Pod People. You think everyone's going to start screaming, tranny, tranny, tranny.
Yeah.
Nobody does.
No.
You might hear the odd whisper. I hate the word tranny. Owning tranny, I don't like the word tranny.
No, it's...
Yeah. But but that's what you think is going to happen. People are going to go, outsider! And freak out and lose their you get a couple of odd looks and a couple of whispers, but most people... The oddest thing, I was in a queue for McDonald's once and I heard some girl quite loudly say, there's a man behind us with a French polish. I was like, you got fucking shit made polish, you will. So, I know, and I'm rocking it, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Own that.
Yeah. Owning this French manicure. So, but, it goes away. It goes away. And after a while, you kind of forget.
Yeah.
And now I'll have people coming to the door delivering things off of Amazon, and I'll have my hair will be minging, and I'm wearing like pajamas. Like, all right, love. So it's like you just forget, and it's kind of tough initially, but it's not as bad as you think.
So how many years have you now?
12 years.
12 years. So now, 12 years on, do you ever go out and feel, in the back of your head, are people thinking X, Y, Z, or is that totally behind you now?
And here's the weird thing. Most of the time, I completely forget. And then out of nowhere, somebody will call me sir. Happened in a restaurant recently.
Oh, God.
And that's just, where did that come from? It so takes you out of things.
Yeah. And you pulled him up, didn't you?
I did. I said, why are you calling me sir?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously?
I know. It's like the whole thing, you know, when there's a baby in a pram, all dressed in pink. I know that's really cliche, but all in pink, got the bows, you know, all that feminine shenaz, girly stuff. And they say, oh, it's a pretty boy you've got. What a handsome boy. And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, so that sometimes happens.
Yes, you see transgender in the news all the time now. You know, I've even heard people calling it a fad.
I know, right? Like it's trendy.
Like it's trendy, yeah. What do you have to say about
that? Well, the news, the thing, it is in the news a lot. And we've had a few, gosh, I mean, just this week, this is going to date this video, the illustrious Donald Trump declared that transgender people can no longer be in the American military. He's such a tool. So, you know, and to which his own military went,
yeah.
So, are you going to tell us about this? But yeah, so yeah, it is, you know, here's the thing, the transgender, broadly speaking, has become the new target. So the far right and the sort of the dregs of society largely can't be racist towards black people anymore because they go to jail. Mm-hmm. They can't pick on white people anymore because they go to jail. They can't pick on women publicly anymore because they go to jail.
Yeah.
So now all the hate is at the transgender people. That's evil transgender people. So that's it's just they're just looking for their next people to try to bully. It's kind of a tough one though, because they'll often stick to stereotypes about transgender people being, you know, dysfunctional. I know of a couple of dysfunctional transgendered people on Facebook, but I think the transgender aspect is the least of their problems.
Yeah.
I also know a police inspector, a software engineer, a business owner, a combat engineer, so that runs around fighting tanks with their hands or something. These people are badass.
Yeah.
So most transsexuals, and here's the other thing, okay? You only really see the slightly loony transsexuals in the media. You'll see Caitlyn Jenner, or you'll see, you know, just like you'll see the stereotypes and the extremes in most things. The reality is, you probably don't even know most of the transsexuals you met. Most transsexuals you just don't know. But you only see the nutters. You only see the Jerry Springer bunch. Where the transsexual thing is secondary, but the media and the idiots like to highlight that aspect. Yeah. The reality is most of us just get on with our lives and are generally pretty good at it.
Yeah.
So it's not a fad. You just see more of it right now because it's kind of sensational.
Yeah.
And because knowledge, as I mentioned earlier, on the internet is now more accessible, you see more of it.
Yeah, so another really, I find this one a little bit of a crazy question because to me the answer seems totally obvious. I have people ask me, so what bathroom do you use?
Yeah, I get that. That's quite a common one. I use the women's room because, you know,
Yeah.
Again, this is another sensationalist question. A problem that isn't a problem, you know, this whole, and it's come from a couple of loony states in America. If you use the women's room and transgender men use the men's room.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, I work as a nurse and we had a transgender patient and she went into the women's ward. She's a woman.
Yeah.
And she identifies as a woman. She's a woman.
There's this crazy hysteria about transgender people. And that we're all like demons and we eat babies' hands. And seriously, maybe on a Friday when it's cheat night.
Yeah.
But we don't eat many babies. So that's the end of the second part of our transgender FAQ. I know. Oh my God, longest video blog ever. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Love to know if there's any transgender questions or if you've got concerns.
Great opportunity, to have someone as open as you.
Yeah. So. And I'm going to put other video bloggers who are transgender in the comments, so in the description, so you can see all that. Please, add anything you like below. And I mean, the haters are welcome too. I know you guys are out there just So go come at me, bitches. So that's going to happen. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in part 3. Bye.
So you've kind of already answered this question, but another thing that people often ask is, what is the question? What was it? How did you get this way right? Right. This is hard.
Can't get the stuff.
That's not hard. Right. Wait. Right. Come on. Right.
Take 7.
Right. What was I going to say now?
Transgender FAQ, how did you get this way? Take 8. Go!
So, you've kind of already answered this question, but a question that we often get.
Fuck's sake.
What? How did you get this way? What course?
Hey!
Okay.
Boppity bing!
Right. So, Danielle. Oh, God. It's not working out.
It's not, no. It's all going to hell.